Hi, my name is Mrs. Strom, and I am going to help you design your very first web page. All right, so let's get started. First of all, I need you to remember that this is called the taskbar down here. All right, so when I say taskbar, you know exactly where to look. Here's the start menu. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go to the start menu, and your start menu might have changed like mine has. I need to actually right click or use two fingers on your mouse pad and click. That's kind of like a right click as well. And just go to search. Okay. So now here's your type search here. I'm going to type in Notepad, and that's what we're going to be using. A very simple application called Notepad. All right. So I'm going to make this larger here. So first of all, first things first, the very simplest things we need to do correctly when we're writing in HTML. We're going to go and save as, because we all know saving your files are very important, and Notepad does not do an automatic save. I want you to use Notepad. There are many ways you can write HTML. There's many different applications, but we're going to go the simplest way, so you have to do all the work. Later on, we'll learn about different types of software that help us write HTML and use CSS. But for right now, I believe it's very important for you to learn the basics and how to write those basics in HTML. So for all of us there at home, usually we'll go to OneDrive in the Puyallup School District, but because you might not be connecting very well to the internet right now since we're working remotely, I'm going to go ahead and have you just save to your computer. Later, we can save these files to the OneDrive, but for right now, for the ease, we're going to go to Documents, open that up, and you're going to create a new folder. So we're going to call this Web Design period 6 and enter. All right, so there you have your folder there. And this is going to be first, oops, I need to erase that, first web page, and I'm going to write O1. Why, you say? Why do I need to write O1? Well, when you're coding or when you're using a markup language, you always want to save your drafts. All right. So if I'm typing away, writing my HTML, and I save it, great. I go back in later and I change something or add something and I mess it all up. All right, we're fine because we just go back to the O1. All right. And then the next time I add things, I'm going to save it as O2 and so on and so forth. O3, O4, because you're going to get to some complicated writing here in HTML, and it's going to be a lot of fun, but we are going to mess up, and that's okay. This makes it easier to go back. All right, so this encoding, make sure that's UTF-8. I'll explain that later, and click Save. I'm just going to make sure that's saved correctly now. I have it in my documents. I'm in web page period 6. Oh my gosh, it's not there. What happened? Oh, well, it saved it down just in documents, okay? So I need to go here and actually make a new folder within my period 6. Oh, I see it there. I just didn't name it. So I can go here and type rename and name it first web page and enter. All right. So always make sure you have a folder named per web page that we're working on. All right, and go ahead and close that now. And I'm back here at my web page. I'm going to go again just to make sure it's in the right place because I'm kind of doubting it. All right, there we go. So now it's actually saved in the correct folder. The reason why it's very important to have this in the correct folder is we have to have our photos and our HTML write-up in Notepad in one folder. All right, it has to read together. So here we go. We're going to get started. Oh, you know what? Before we get started, since we're going to theme this as favorite things to do, let's go ahead and go find some pictures. All right, so I'm going to go to another browser here, and I'm going to type in search hiking, and that's one of my favorite things to do. and then I'm going to see that it says images here, and I'm going to click on images. Now, remember, we're not selling this website that we're creating, this web page, so don't worry about use rights. But if you're ever creating a website to be selling something, or if you're selling the creation of a website, you need to make sure you have use rights to those photos, or that you have created them yourself. So for my web page, I'd probably use some photos I created myself, but I'm just going to show you how to save one from the internet. So I'm going to right click on this. Again, if you're using a mouse, that's fine. You can actually right click, or you can use 2 fingers on the mouse pad to count as your right click. I'm going to save image as, and here's the most important part, that you are in the correct folder. And I see I am. I'm in this PC, I'm under web design, I'm under first web page. Oh, you know what? Oh, that's an issue. Sorry. Issue already, because I've already done it. I forgot we're saving as web design period 6, first web page. See, that's why I've confused myself already. Got to make sure these files are correct. So first web page, let's type this hiking 01 and click save. Okay, so obviously now my notepad isn't saved probably correctly in here either. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, good. It's saved in there. All right, let's start. So you have a bracket and exclamation point. I'm gonna put the caps lock on, and doc type is HTML bracket. All right, we are actually telling the computer to read this information as an HTML5 document, and that's why we need to tell it what kind of doc type it is. We can go more into that later. So we're going to have another bracket, and we're typing HTML. Seems redundant, but again, we are telling the computer to read this as an HTML document, and that's very, very important. Sometimes you would tell it you're writing it in English, but we're just going to say HTML. All right. So within this document, you're going to start a head now. Within the head, this is not information that's going to show on your web page, but you are going to tell it more things. You're going to give it some meta information. And you know what? I use lowercase for this. You're going to put meta character set, which is actually CHARSET, and then equals. Remember, we mentioned that UTF-8 before when we were saving a file. Very important, all right? This is the kind of encoding that our website is going to be. This is the meta information, and UTF is the type of encoding we're using. So that's not going to show up anywhere. It's just information that another computer is going to read. All right, so then you're going to click tab, and then you're going to type in title. You'd think the title would be on the web page, but it's actually not. The title actually shows up in the address bar. Like in a search engine, when you see an address bar there at the top and a tab, that's the title. So favorite things to do. All right. Then you need to end this title. Oops, daisies. Here we go. We're typing correctly there. Oh. All right. So there's a bracket. You can see this is the starting bracket, beginning bracket for that tab. And here's the ending. All right. So it's a bracket / and then title and another bracket. You need a beginning tag and an ending tag. All right, enter. So now I'm going to end that head, and boom, there's other things we can put in this heading, and that's going to be later. All right, we're keeping it very, 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 very simple right now. All right, we're going to start the body. I like to start using lowercase now. The body of the page, from everything from the beginning of the body to the ending of the body, is all what our web page is going to be. And some people like to actually put that code in to end the body just so they don't forget, and that's fine. You can do either. We'll go ahead and do that now. All right, I'm going to put another enter in there. So now we're building the body of the web page. Look, we're going quick here. Excellent. To keep things neat and tidy, I'm going to use tabs. It's very important to use tabs because if you just go in and write a whole bunch of HTML and you make a mistake, like one little character can mess up your whole entire website. And if you don't find it easily, it'll take up a lot of time that you don't need to waste. So be neat and tidy so you can find mistakes easily. And that's really important for later on when we add more things and learn more things throughout the year. All right, so body, H1. H1 means the biggest heading, okay? H for the heading. And there's a lot more to H1, but right now I just need you to know that's the biggest, most important heading. We'll learn more details about H1s later. I love hiking. All right, this is one of my favorite things to do. Yep, you guessed it. You're gonna end the heading too. What do you think would happen if you didn't end that number one heading? You're right, the whole page would be huge. All the text would be huge, all right? And SEO's search engine optimization would not be able to find your information very easily because you have like tons of words and it would just probably discard it. So it's very important for SEOs. It's very important for other things too, but again, let's keep this simple. All right. So now we're going to tab in again and we're going to start our first paragraph. All right. And this is all of the information that's going to go under that heading 1. Neat and tidy. I'm going to put an image source. Oops, I forgot to tab. I'm going to put in an image source. That stands for image source equals. And now here's the thing. I've got to go find my JPEG. Now let's go here. I can't remember. I think we saved this. I've done this a few times, so let's see. All right, let's see if we have in our web page. Oh, we do. We have hiking 01. Perfect. So I'm going to go here, and it's called hiking. You have to name it exactly what it's named in your file. Okay, mine is named hiking 01, and it's a .jpeg. Super important. Now, we're not going to end this image source. We're not going to put the ending bracket yet. We're going to press enter, tab. And I need an alternate description of this photo. Why use an alternate description, you ask? Why do you think? I'd wait for your answer, but we don't have much time. So you use an alternate description of the photo for many different reasons. One is for search engine optimization, and the search engine will see that you have some photos that talk about hiking or that show hiking, all right? Another reason is for people who are blind, they actually can hover over pictures, or if they're having the website read to them, it will actually say image of, and it will speak what your alternate tag is. All right, so here's my alt tag. I'm going to write hiking by oneself on mountain because that describes my picture pretty well. Now we're going to put the end part of that tag, that image tag. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and tab this. Whoops, daisies, I want to tab it twice. Tab this in as well so you can see that image is here. All right, I am going to tab a break in here too, which is BR, just so there's a little space between my one picture and my second picture. All right, so my second picture, I haven't saved it in here yet. So what I need to do is go into wherever I've saved things. And for me, I know I've saved some new files here in my web design folder. And here is hiking 2. Let's open that up, see what that is. Okay, that's my friend and I hiking. So I am going to right click on this and I am going to copy this. I'm going to go back into my PC file. Okay, so I'll minimize this and I'm going to go find my, Oops, I didn't minimize it very well, did I?